Talk to me about your Def Jam era, because as a fan, it was extremely frustrating.
Yeah.
Because I'd always, I guess when you ended up at Def Jam, I was like, oh, now this fool, it's over.
It's going down. It's
right.
We at the hip hop mecca.
What? Def Jam finally's got the machine behind. Because before that, you were what? Just cinematic?
Yeah.
Okay.
At the time. Yeah.
And I just felt like, at least from a fan's perspective, they grossly mishandled you, or just did not know what to do with Big K.R.I.T.
Well, the building that signed me, like I think 2 weeks, a month later, was gone.
That happens a lot in the industry.
You already kind of starting off rocky because you're not working with the people that may have been
the people who believed in you, that brought you in. Yeah, they're gone.
And then, man, I was determined, and shout out to Shot Money and my team. I was determined to produce my first album, no matter what. I was like, man, it was a goal and it was something that I needed to do for myself because it was that idea, K.R.I.T sign, watch this shit change up. So I just like, fuck that, and then I went right into doing all the beats and wanting to keep it the same way I did with the mixtapes, with the projects at the time. And so what happened is some samples I couldn't clear, some features I couldn't get. Then when you mix in that kind of stuff and you having to remove things off the whim, it just changed the narrative of what the album originally would have felt like because I couldn't get sample clearances. And we fought for a lot of the records and I had to change them shit like 3 days before I had to turn the album in kind of stuff. And I've been listening to this Live from the Underground song a certain kind of way.
And then it comes out a whole other way.
I gotta change it. I gotta get this piano played, but try to make it sound old. But you know what it's like when you sample something, then you try to recreate it. Sometimes it's not quite right, but in that album, we showed people that just because you're not getting the label support and they don't know what to do with it, doesn't mean that people aren't gonna buy it.
It was a great album.
Yeah, and man, my supporters came through, and then first week sales, motherfuckers looking at us like, how did y'all do that? I was like, man, y'all, like my people, they come out, But even with singles, trying to get the single pushed, and then shit, we dropped Money on the Floor in 2011. September, my album didn't come out till June 2012. So I had to literally promote a single for damn near a year.
Okay, so K.R.I.T Was Here came out. 2010. When did Return to Forever drop?
2011. It came out March.
And then what was the third tape before the album?
Forever and a Day.
Forever and a Day.
I dropped the. Think about that. I had, in order to keep the momentum going, I knew how long.
Because Forever and a Day, you already were on Def Jam, right?
Yeah, I had to drop something in order to keep while they wait on this album. You're like,
I mean, between you and Wiz, and I'm probably forgetting, but you guys had the albums that weren't albums, but they were albums.
Yeah. I mean, but that was the best way to keep people engaged. It was free.
Because they weren't mixtapes. They were like this new thing where people were just giving away real albums.
That was the best. That was your best calling card at the time, though.
Yeah.
Like, and then for me, it was like, man, I want to make sure that this project competes with these major label albums, regardless of how I'm doing it. In my room, we drop it randomly. And that's what they did, to the point people was like, Forever and a Day should have been your album. And I had to take that with a grain of salt. But I'm like, I spent a different kind of energy.
It was different. You didn't have to worry about
nobody even knew it was coming
all the red tape.
I just popped up and was like, yo.
I remember Forever and a Day, or the last tape before the album did drop out of nowhere.
Because I told Shai, we need to do something. It's
I like it's kind of quiet out here. There's a K.R.I.T tape on Two Dope Boys. Where the fuck? I didn't know this was
out here, bro. We need to drop this, and then it becomes this thing where I had so much creative freedom to do it. So I'm fucking working the cover, everything about it just became, that could have been my album.